Welcome. It's Wakey time. I know I haven't done a video in a while. It's been a long time actually, since October 31st, Halloween. The Demons episode. I have an update to give you, just a few things that I can think of that I've been through since then on this journey. And then I have a story to tell. I wasn't sure if I was going to come back. I wanted to bring some sort of evidence that there is progress, that these things work. And something profound happened today, and I'm going to tell that story. But sometime in November, the year prior, throughout the year, videos I've watched, things like that, I had heard about the nervous system, but nobody ever explained it to me. So one of the things I learned in November, around that time, November, December, is that, you can do all the mental healing on, let's say, money. Let's use money as an example. So you're using money, you're paying for things, you're getting money. You can heal all your thoughts about it, change your thoughts about it, and your emotions. But your nervous system, your body, could still be reacting the way it used to. And I'll explain that. And your body is your subconscious. That is another thing I've learned since I've done videos before. All your cells being conscious as a collective, it is the subconscious. I mean, the universe is within you. Your subconscious is the body. So the nervous system, so in ancient times, whatever version of history you want to go down, it was given to me in the example of the cavemen. But you didn't want to, in survival times, prehistoric times, you did not want to be the rich caveman. Because if you had all the furs and the firewood and the food and the girls and I don't know what they had back then, the tools, the weapon, if you were the wealthy caveman, you were always under distress because the other cavemen are going to come around and try and take your shit, and they will kill you for it. So our central nervous system had this built in for survival, where it's going to go into fight or flight mode. And now it's with money, because we live in a whole different world, and we don't have to live in that survival mode anymore. Some of us still do, but at some point you can heal that. But you can't just heal it mentally and emotionally. You have to heal the central nervous system and let it know you got to calm down. So, it's the great tool to use when you need it, obviously. We still need that. And you need to listen to it. Listen to your body. But when I learned this, and that metaphor was used for me to learn that, I said, oh, okay, let me test that out. So I went to get some money. It was a money transaction, and I could, even though mentally I was clear and emotionally I was clear, I could feel my body tensing up, and I'm like, no, you need to calm down, bro. And I began the work of calming my central nervous system when it came to using money. This was part of healing my relationship with money. I had a negative relationship with money. It's just a measuring tool. Alan Watts talked about it when he used to talk about the depression. He would talk about, one day It would be like if you're builders, carpenters, and you get to the work site and they say, we can't build today because we ran out of inches. It's just a tool of measurement. You can't run out of money. It doesn't exist. It's just a measuring tool. Another part of this healing the relationship with money, and this was suggested from some video I saw, is put a $100 bill on your phone screen as your wallpaper, your lock screen, your wallpaper. So every time you see it, you can work on this healing and changing the way your body reacts to seeing the money, pretending you're receiving a $100 bill every time you see it on your phone screen. And Lord knows how many times we look at our phone screen throughout the day. So I did that. And I got to a point where I felt like I could change my wallpaper on my phone, and it turned into having a real $100 bill in my wallet that I could touch and feel and look at. And then it turned out that even though I wasn't making any more money, I seemed to have more money. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's how it was. I really can't explain it. And I went from there. And, I can't remember everything that happened over the months. But some of the things that stand out is I started receiving videos when I would open YouTube to watch videos about, after I had learned about this body being a major part of this, the subconscious, how to heal our bodies on a cellular level so that everything after that can be health. And then videos about learning about how our brain works. The most recent videos I've seen in the past month are learning about how our brain works and with all this. And I owe that a lot to Chase Hughes videos and people that the Diary of a CEO had on. And like I said, I just open YouTube and let these run. Whatever comes, comes. Some days I get in a mood and I choose what video I want to see. It's up to you, but maybe that's part of it. There was one time about a month or so ago, actually it was around Easter, I hit a point where I was just fed up with all of this. I mean, the journey, the path, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. Tired of this. I don't want to talk about it. I had a neighbor move in who's on a journey also. It just really worked out perfect. He's a good friend now. But I hit this point, like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be on a journey. I don't want to be on a path. I quit. I'm on the no path. There is no path. Which immediately I realized is part of the path. It's part of the journey. I'm like, fuck. I said, no, I'm going to stick with this. I don't want any part of it. I think that lasted about 3 days. That's how my memory is on it, which is significant, 3 days. During that 3 days, I ordered some supplements to start healing my body. NMNs, which is NAD plus support, which is what our cells need and slowly stop developing as our years go on. think it's called astaxanthin, which is a red algae, which assists in that. And I couldn't explain what it all does right now, but so I'm in this funk. I'm in the third night of just, I'm not doing this anymore. I turned into like an automaton, walking around, no thoughts, blank-minded, no emotions, just going through the motions. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. I felt like I was holding myself hostage for some reason. When those supplements came, excuse me. When those supplements came, I took them as directed. I took 2 of the NMN capsules and 1 of the astaxanthin. And I was just feeding the dogs, and I started to think, I was like, I wonder if I'll feel anything. After I had that thought, I felt this like electrical spark in my back up here. I was like, that's probably something. And then I felt all over, it was like crackling, like electricity static crackling through my body. And after a few minutes, just a little while, it felt, I was texting with some friends, and a friend of mine was like, you're back online. It felt like my body went back online. Sorry, this mirror, hard to see. I'm just looking to make sure it's all running. So, felt completely different. Like all my cells woke up. I'm like, okay. I felt comfortable. I was responding to my friends the way I should be. There wasn't any stress, like, oh, I have to respond this way because of the way I did in the past. It was like, it felt good. I can't explain it. And the 2 friends I was texting with actually came to see me the next day. And one of the things I wanted to add to this, it might not have been the next day. Time-wise is a little weird. But my 2 friends did come on Easter Day. And the next supplement I wanted to get that I had learned about from Chase Hughes was the methylene blue. Go research it. It gives your mitochondria what they need. I don't remember all the details. I could probably explain it if I wanted to, but it's not the point of this video. Your mitochondria, which gives your cells the oxygen they need. The cells actually give electrons back to the mitochondria. It's a whole thing. But once your cells are healthy, everything else is healthy. There's no inflammation. It starts curing all diseases. I mean, Chase Hughes regrew his brain. I mean, so my friends came to visit me, and one of my friends brought me a bottle of methylene blue, and I added that to my repertoire, my everyday deal. I did start taking vitamins a few weeks before this, and I hadn't taken vitamins for a while, and now I do all this regularly. With the extra money that wasn't extra money that I didn't have, but somehow now I had. It doesn't make any sense. I hope this video is going well. I haven't done this in a while, but it is what it is. At least I'm doing something. So that's a little bit of an update. And I actually have methylene blue right now, some soda water. Keep me hydrated, keep my cells going, oxygen. This is wine. I am still drinking a little. I know this is counterproductive, and I don't care. We're building something, we're working on something. Let me live my life. But something happened today. I almost made a video last night, but my phone was full. Actually, 2 nights ago. I was just going to do an update video, but something happened today. I actually deleted some videos that I didn't get to transfer to the computer because it's worth the sacrifice. So, like I said, I didn't want to come and do this again without bringing some sort of evidence, something important to show you. And I'm going to tell you the story of what happened today. I am holding this crystal. I sleep with this in my hand. I hold this all night. And I'm holding this because doing this, mirroring into the video, watching it later, it's part of shadow work. And we'll get into shadow work later. I'll talk more about it. I've been learning more about it. I didn't realize I was doing it. Even though people said it was, but never explained. It's the same thing as the nervous system situation. But if I hold this, it's receiving this information that I'm recording. I'm recording there with the phone, I'm recording into this, and then I'm going to hold this when I sleep, and it's going to connect with my subconscious and relay that information, and it's all going to work in tandem. And if you don't believe that, then you just don't have enough information. I listen to regular AM radio and people talk about stuff that they're like, oh, it's crazy, and what are you talking about with this thing and that thing? And it's like they don't have enough information. They're not as educated enough in all the things to understand it. And that's fine. Everyone's on their own level until they're not. I am going to get set up to paint. This is just what it is right now. And I don't really care. I've seen some fancy podcasts lately, and I mean, I really didn't feel anything about it. I'd probably still do it this way. I really don't care. I don't even know why I'm talking about that. I'm just talking. It was Wakey time, making video, This is what it is. I am that I am. So I go to work today. And I'm walking and talking with my friend Al, Angry Al. And he's asking me about a contest that I had entered called the People's Artist. I will put a link at the bottom of this video if you could go and vote. There's still voting going on. It's going to go on for a little while. Hopefully I'm still in the running as it progresses. I'm just following step by step every day, and I have no outcome expectations. But he's a good friend, and he asked me about these things. He wants updates on things. And he told me I should be proud of all the artwork I've done and all the things I've achieved, music, artwork, writing, and I should be proud of it. And it was like I heard it for the first time. I mean, people have told me this before, that I understand I felt proud for other people. But when he said this, I was like, you know what? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that feeling is. I don't know what that emotion is. I don't think I've ever felt proud about what I've accomplished or what I've done. I wanted to know why. And I was texting with my mom after that, and she said the same thing. And I was like, I was just telling Al, like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know what this feeling is for myself, about myself. I mean, I always felt like, all right, whatever I just drew or painted or whatever I just did, song I made, as I'm making it, writing something, finishing a book, I thought it was cool. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like from an outside observer point of view. But I don't think I ever felt proud. Today it felt like it was a requirement, and I didn't understand why. So I texted another friend of mine, Yahashua. And he said, I asked him, like, what is this feeling? What is this pride thing? He said it's liking what you make. You like what you make. And I'm like, oh, fuck. No wonder. No wonder it's a problem. Like, I like it for a moment. And it's like, no wonder I didn't finish half the stuff. I got all this unfinished stuff. Unfinished drawings, especially. Unfinished music. I'm like, oh man, like, no wonder. If I don't like it, I've been asking these questions for 40 years. Why am I not getting this response from the world? Well, how can I expect anyone else to like what I'm doing if I don't like it? If I'm blocking that energy right afterwards with harsh criticism and judgment against myself. From me, from my mind, in a fantasy world. So, this is the story. After realizing all this and talking and texting with these people, I asked, one of the things I've been working on, this is another update, over this whole course of time, 2.5 years up till now, gaining stronger intuition from the right brain, my clearer mind to receive the intuition. There's 4 parts to the brain, 4 different personalities, something I learned recently. We'll get into that another time. But that intuition coming in, I've been developing that stronger and stronger. And right now I'm getting self-conscious about looking down and what I'm doing. Whatever. So I've been working on this intuition. And that's part of all of it. And also healing the inner child and getting in touch with the inner child, because that's what the whole point of this is. Like, become like these children, like Jesus said. So if I ask a question in that direction, I usually get instant answers from my intuition. And if I get silence, then there's no answer. It's moot. So after I talked and texted with these people, I said, why am I being this harsh critic, this judge? Why am I not feeling this pride for my work? A sense of accomplishment. Not ego pride for no reason, but a sense of accomplishment. Immediately, I received memory flashes from second grade in Mrs. Shelton's class at Longfellow Elementary School. And I'm like, oh, like, this is it? This is why? My whole life? I've been treating myself this way because of subconscious programming? Yeah. She had this color, like coloring book pictures, the black outline, you know what I'm talking about, crayons, the whole thing. I don't think it was daily, it was probably weekly. But the prize was those peppermint nougat Christmas tree candies. And she'd have us color for a while, and then she'd walk the room desk to desk with her bag of candy. And for some reason, and I guarantee I have all my artwork from that time period, 8 years old or whatever. I've got my coloring books still. I can show you. I probably colored as good as half the class. But for some reason, I was always singled out and told I colored outside of the lines, even when I clearly did not. And I would tell her that. But she would always stop at my desk and say, oh, you colored out the lines, you don't get a piece of candy. Every time. I eventually did get a piece of candy. I think I had to ask for it at the end of the year because that's how I remember it. You know, memories are fuzzy, but if you've got bad programming, your memories are going to come out leaning more towards that. If I had good programming, then I'd have better memories. So the memories don't have to be exact. But I wouldn't have a lifetime of this harsh criticism and judgment if this didn't happen. Because number one, those are the times that we're being programmed in our formative years, like a computer. Number two, the way you get programmed is through the subconscious. And when you're doing something creative, like coloring a picture for a few minutes or however long it was, and then somebody's giving you the same critical response that is traumatic, that gets etched into your subconscious as programming. And then you go and repeat the cycle throughout your life, which I did with every piece of creative work that I've done. Self-sabotaging myself for any success. And if you understand any of this, you understand. Or if you've been through this, think about it. Think about a time that this might have happened to you. You know, I used to look out the window in her class, stare at the bees hovering above the grass in the sunshine. I used to be able to zoom in on them. I don't know where these powers went. But I could daydream and stare out that window, and then she would pull me back into class consciously and say, Eli, what did I just say to the class? And somehow I was able to rewind in my mind the recording and repeat to her everything she said almost word for word for 5 minutes back to her. She told my mom, she's like, I don't know how he's doing it. You know, I really don't know how he's off in Neverland, and then he can repeat what I said. I could say for some reason she was mean. You know, she was mean to me. And that's a simple way of looking at it. What it truly is that in her early childhood, formative years, she was programmed from somebody or somebody's. And she's just passing that on, because if people don't learn this and heal these wounds and understand how our brains work and how the universe works with them, they're not going to do the work. And a lot of people aren't going to do the work even if they knew, even if you told them. So she's just repeating programming. It was programmed into her. Just like I did after she programmed me. A lot of kids would have gave up. Never drawn anyway, or never pursued these things anyway. So a little later after that today, in the afternoon, I felt proud that I didn't give up, that I have accomplished so much, that I have, because I could have just gave up. Now, God gave me Tourette syndrome at 9, or shortly after that, not too far along after that. And which gave me a bit of obsessive compulsiveness where I couldn't give up. But I am grateful to myself for not giving up. And I am proud of all the stuff I've done. And I'm saying that as of right now. I didn't feel that until right now. Because, like I said, this is shadow work. This is healing. This is evidence. This is why I've come back. I wish I could remember everything from that time. I remember there was this kid, I'm getting sidetracked. There was a kid, Muhammad, having a rough time. Might have been from his ethnicity at the time. He was a good kid. He was in that class. I got shit, that could have been 3rd grade. I don't fucking know. We had a secret Santa where everyone picked out a random gift, and it was a Lady in the Tramp soap. And I still have it, of Lady, the dog. Still have it. Muhammad. His pencils were never sharp. He was so stressed, it seemed. He just a flat pencil all the time. You could hear him from the other side of the classroom writing. Slamming down on the paper, I could still hear it. And like I said, that could have been 3rd grade. I think it was 2nd. It was 2nd. I don't know. But I can still see Mrs. Shelton's face. And I can say I don't know why she treated me that way. But it really had nothing to do with me. It was a reflection. It was a reflection of some way she was treated as a child that was programmed into her. And I was the unfortunate recipient of that. Or right now, I would say fortunate. Because maybe I had to go through all that until now. I'm just so glad I didn't give up, and I've made everything I have. If you could see all the stuff, you don't have to. I just want to do the shadow work now to heal this and see what happens and see what I can make of myself. This isn't just about me. I'm making this video because I want to help heal people. I know there's people out there that it doesn't have to be artwork, whatever you didn't do or you've done half-ass or you're struggling with because some fucking teacher told you something over and over again in your programming years, formative years. I told my friend Scott at the end of work today what I had experienced today in a short version because I wanted to hold as much in as I could give to this video. And the look on his face said everything. And he said, I had a teacher like that. And he explained to me his story that he had been realizing recently and really realized when I was talking to him. And I hope to help people with this. I had to come make this video. And I hope I'll do more. This is okay. I mean, I really have to pee, but I'll be fine. One of the things I learned about how our brain works is, yes, there is subconscious programming running 95% of your show. And if you do not, I think Carl Jung, and I'm going to get this quote wrong, but he said something about if you don't something about you have to make your subconscious conscious. Or your subconscious is just going to run the whole fucking show for you. Just programs, repeated cycles of behavior. So the mammalian brain, the mammalian part of your brain, runs your shit. It's what I've learned recently. And it runs on predictive behavior. So whatever you do all the time, habits, I do this and I do that and I do this. It just keeps directing you to do those things over and over again. And you wonder why you can't just stop doing certain things. There are ways to shock it and change it and do novelty things that makes your brain pliable so that you can start reprogramming. Please go look into this. But, you have the subconscious programming and then you have the mammalian brain just running on repeat predictive behaviors. So if you're continuing to do things that were programmed into you, like I continued treating myself, with every piece of creative work that I did, the same way that Mrs. Shelton treated me with the coloring, then the mammalian brain's just going to keep pumping that out also. The whole point of, and I left this off in one of my last videos. I think it was the marker video. I don't know. I have to go back and rewatch these. The whole point. You can change these things about you and heal these things. You do not have to run on automatic. from whatever has been programmed into you or whatever is predicted from your mammalian brain. And I've been working on this, and then this happened today. Such a gift. Such a fucking gift. And it's not her fault. Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. It's not her fault. She was not some evil tyrant that knew all this stuff, and I'm going to fuck up Eli's life. I was sent here as a stumbling block. I mean, maybe, but I don't believe that. Somebody programmed her as a child, and she was just repeating the behavior. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it what it is. This is just a true story. I know she's not alive, and I don't know if she's reincarnated. She could have reincarnated, and she's a person just a bit younger than me now. And on an awakening spiritual journey. And she needs to heal this part of her, whether she remembers that life or not. Part of me is just like, fuck is my whole fucking life. My whole life I've had these questions. Why am I doing this? Why is this not working? Why can I not get a job doing these things? Why didn't I go to comic book school? Me, but still, it's my life. It's your life. It's important. Some people don't get this. Some people don't get these chances. This time around. I've had so many questions over the years. This answers most of them. I'm not angry with her. And I'm not angry with myself. I know how it all works now. And I don't know why I had to go through this. Maybe it's for all this, what we're doing. But going forward, I'm going to heal. I'm going to do the shadow work. And I've learned some techniques recently to add to this, which I'll talk about. But I'm going to heal this. And I'm going to feel proud moving forward. And I'm going to feel a sense of accomplishment moving forward. That child did not deserve that, and yours didn't either. Those who resonate with this. I forgive myself. I am grateful and thankful for that person that I was before right now. That stuck it through as much as he could. Mrs. Shelton, I forgive you. And I love you. And I hope somewhere, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, your higher self is proud of me for sticking through, pushing through, and accomplishing as much as I have, despite what you did. Because we both know it wasn't right, but it's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. I forgive you. I truly do. And I think it's all I wanted to say for this time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And hopefully we get to do this again. My name is Eli. Eli William Fuller. This is It's Wakey time. Forgiving Mrs. Shelton. I love you. Please take care of yourself.